making headlines. Ambassador Xian reveals that Maldives will seek assistance from other countries to investigate judges suspected of taking bribes and hijacking the Supreme Court. Saudi Arabia, by collaborating with UAE, assure commitment in assisting Maldives in its development. And Iranian President and Indian Prime Minister discuss increased cooperation in trade and energy.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome you all to PSM News in English. I'm Zunat Hassan here with the news in details. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Maldives, Dr. Mohammad Asim, meets with representatives for the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Minister Asim welcomed the Chief of the Rule of Law, Equality and Non-Discrimination Branch of the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Minister met Human Rights Commissioner Mona Rishmawami at the Ministry for a courtesy call. In welcoming her visit to the Maldives, Foreign Minister Asim underlined the importance the Maldives attaches to the United Nations and its desire to engage constructively with OHCHR in dialogue to address ongoing political developments and human rights issues. Foreign Minister Asim reiterated the commitment of the government of Maldives in upholding the rule of law and pillars of democracy and in the country. In referring to the purpose of the OHCHR visit to the Maldives, Foreign Minister Asim assured Rishmawi that the government has already invited its development partners and representatives of international organizations to visit the country and to assess the situation. Minister Asim highlighted that it was the government's interest to engage in dialogue that paved the way to welcome the visit from OHCHR to the Maldives. The minister recalled the strong partnership that has existed the Maldives and OHCHR in past years and discussed ways to further strengthen it on the basis of mutual respect and understanding. Foreign Secretary Ahmad Sarir and United Nations Resident Coordinator Shoko Noda also took part in the meeting. Ambassador of Maldives to the European Union and the United Kingdom, Ahmad Xian, reveals that Maldives will seek assistance from other countries to investigate judges suspected of taking bribes and hijacking the Supreme Court to drag the island nation into political crisis.
In an interview to Reuters, Ambassador of Maldives to the European Union and United Kingdom, Ahmad Xian cited that the government of Maldives is aware that the judges have made at least 12 visits in the past few months to various countries, including India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, the Netherlands and UK. The Maldivian ambassador added that the judges have bought or acquired very expensive items or properties with dollars of large amounts beyond the reach of a judge's salary, also deposited to affiliated bank accounts. Revealing that the investigation is not limited to Maldives due to reasons as such, the ambassador noted the authorities of Maldives would need assistance from other countries for the investigation and mentioned the property purchases abroad needed to be disclosed. The ambassador said that $2.4 million were separately wired to the judges by a private firm. The ambassador reiterated that the two judges had persuaded the other 3 Supreme Court justices to pass rulings at midnight, out of the blue and without any new evidence, to free political prisoners and order the retrial of ex-President Mohammad Nasheed, who was sentenced to 13 years in prison in 2015. Ambassador Xian added that the judges also tried to remove the Attorney General, the Prosecutor General, the Police Commissioner and President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom, who declared a state of emergency to reverse the ruling of the Supreme Court. The ambassador underscored the importance given to all-party talks from the government to solve the current turmoil. Ambassador described the direct attempt by the Supreme Court to hold the whole country and go into a deadlock amounts to conspiracy to overthrow a democratically elected and constitutional government.
Progressive Party of Maldives PPM notes that some local media agencies function to fulfill ulterior motives of some influential political figures in the country.
In a press briefing held by the ruling party, Majority Leader of Parliament Ahmed Nihan Hussein Manik cited the protest initiated by the opposition on February 16th had various media personnel in the front line and noted that such actions proved that some media agencies are tools controlled by influential political figures to spread fear and hatred in the public. The parliamentarian called on the Maldivian security forces to take strict action against all media agencies which do not follow the true ethics of journalism. Continuing on, Nihan highlighted that various wrong and invalid information have been spread by such media agencies during the protest. Furthermore, the Maldives Police Service has also called on all media agencies in Maldives to bring forth the true aspects of journalism and refrain from spreading baseless and incorrect information to the public. Maldives Police noted that some media personnel conducted their coverage against the ethics of journalism and motivated by political ideologies and affiliations. The police advised the agencies to abide by the constitution and to deliver true and authentic news to the public.
Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim cites that President Abdullah Yamin has made history by becoming the most successful president by ensuring quality services to all Maldivians.
Addressing the ceremony held to launch the National Strategic Plan to End Tuberculosis in Maldives, Health Minister Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim said that the President Yamin has become an exemplary figure to the whole world by successfully achieving major milestones of the Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. Minister Nazim said President Yamin ensured that a doctor, a pharmacy, ambulance services and laboratory services are available in all inhabited islands of Maldives. The health minister emphasized that the core objective of the policies implemented by the Maldivian health sector is to decrease the number of people traveling abroad for healthcare services. The minister highlighted the main healthcare facility in the country, Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital IGMH has been upgraded, which has allowed Maldivians to attain various new healthcare services without travelling abroad. Minister Nazim concluded by stating that major development projects are in the pipeline to further revolutionize the healthcare sector.
The government of Saudi Arabia and the government of UAE expresses hope for a peaceful solution to the current situation without any external interference and within the Maldivian constitution. A joint statement issued has conveyed that the two countries are following the current events in Maldives and have expressed concerns about the disturbances caused to the security and stability of the Maldives. The statement noted the current situation must be solved through internal political dialogue between the parties concerned. It further stated that two countries welcome any positive steps in this context and that they renew the support in matters pertaining to the security and stability of the Maldives and its citizens. Furthermore, as part of the support of Saudi Arabia and UAE, the Saudi Fund for Development and the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development has pledged $160 million in support of the Maldives for its developmental projects, including the airport development and the fisheries sector of the Maldives. In response to the statement, the government of Maldives expressed its gratitude for the close relationship it shares with the governments of Saudi Arabia and UAE. The Maldivian government also appreciated the assistance provided to development initiatives and expressed gratitude to the Saudi Arabia and UAE for recognizing the political issues need to be solved internally within the constitutional framework and sovereignty. Ministry of Finance and Treasury reveals plans of introducing new loan schemes to attract youth to the Maldivian business sector.
According to Ministry of Finance and Treasury, multiple small and medium enterprises SME loan schemes will be launched this year, including a guest house loan scheme and a loan scheme targeted for the Maldivian youth. Under the effort of the current administration to boost the caliber of Maldivian youth by assisting them to explore their talents, the loan schemes would provide an optimum pathway to invest in private businesses. Highlighting private small and medium businesses are a trend amongst the general public, Finance Ministry has called on all Maldivian youth to grab such opportunities to secure a better and stable future. In an interview with PSM News, Minister of Finance and Treasury Ahmed Munawwar revealed that the involvement of Maldivian women in the business sector has witnessed a major boost in the past few years. In this regard, the Maldivian Finance Minister revealed that women entrepreneurs have been making a prominent mark in the tourism industry. Earlier, Ministry of Economic Development has announced a new loan scheme worth over $12 million for small and medium-scale entrepreneurs in the Maldives. According to Economic Ministry, 20% of the investment is expected to be utilized under the guest house loan scheme.
Minister of State for Education Dr. Abdullah Nazir reveals that the 2017 to 2018 has become the brightest phase of the Maldivian education system. The State Minister said that the education sector has expanded its scope into various new horizons during the administration of President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom.
In an interview with PSM News, Minister of State for Education Dr. Abdullah Nazir cited the past 4 years have been marked as the most successful phase in the education sector, during which numerous higher educational opportunities were provided for the Maldivian youth. State Minister Abdullah Nazir highlighted that 2,050 scholarship opportunities provided by the Ministry of Education is a major milestone aimed to develop professionals in various sectors. According to Education Ministry, the scholarship opportunities include certificate-level to diploma-level programs from various sectors in urgent need for professional youth. In addition to the 2,050 scholarships, the government of Malaysia has also granted 500 such opportunities, which include 100 postgraduate and 400 undergraduate scholarships. Education Ministry revealed that additional details about the scholarships would be announced within this week. Furthermore, the Education Ministry also revealed that 10 MBBS scholarship opportunities have been granted by the Colombo University of Sri Lanka. The ministry added that Islamic Development Bank IDB has signed agreements to provide educational opportunities in master's and PhD level programs.
Statistics of Maldives Monetary Authority MMA shows that the fish purchases and fish exports increased during November of last year. According to the monthly economic review of MMA, fish processing companies made fish purchases of 7,920 metric tons. MMA recorded this as an increase of 14% compared to November 2016, while it recorded a growth of 56% in monthly terms. According to the review, during November 2017, the volume of fish exports registered an increase of 54% in annual terms and 21% in monthly terms. MMA said the increase was largely observed in exports of frozen skipjack tuna, which rose significantly in both annual and monthly terms. And now we look into the latest news updates from international arena. An explosive device wounds 4 Israeli soldiers, 2 civilians near the border fence with the Gaza Strip. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack, which occurred along the southern frontier of the Hamas-controlled Palestinian territory. In response, an Israeli tank struck an observation post in Gaza, causing no injuries. Israeli media said it was the highest number of Israelis wounded in a single attack since the 2014 Gaza war. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi discussed increased cooperation in trade and energy in New Delhi.
Agreements signed during Rouhani's 3-day visit included Tehran leasing operational control of a part of the Iranian east coast post of Chabahar to India for 18 months, creating a transit route between India, Iran and Afghanistan that bypasses Pakistan. India is trying to develop Chabahar as a way to gain access to the markets of Central Asia as well as Afghanistan. But progress is slow because of concern that US President Donald Trump's administration may eventually scrap the Iran nuclear deal. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said both leaders were committed to seeing Afghanistan return to peace and stability. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani agreed, saying both countries had shared views on regional crises in Syria, Iraq and Yemen.
Iran's President Hassan Rouhani says it would adhere to commitments under its 2015 international nuclear agreement signed with 6 world powers to limit its disputed nuclear programs.
Iran's President Hassan Rouhani said at an event in New Delhi after signing an agreement, haggling with it is ridiculous. Under the agreement signed with the United States, Britain, France, Germany, Russia and China, Iran agreed to limit its nuclear activities in return for the lifting of many sanctions. US President Donald Trump has been pushing for changes to the agreement, adding his country had always adhered to contracts deals so long his other party did not violate the contract. Rouhani said if the US violates the agreement, it will regret the decision. Rouhani arrived in India on a 3-day visit, a part of efforts to expand bilateral ties and cooperation in the economic development.
India's federal police detains 2 employees of Punjab National Bank, the state-run lender that says it has been the victim of a $1.77 billion fraud in the first arrest in a fast-widening probe into the country's biggest ever bank scam.
Gokul Dan Shetty and Manoj Kharat are suspected of steering fraudulent loans to companies linked to the billionaire jeweller Nirav Modi and entities tied to the jeweller's retailer Geetanjali, which is led by Modi's uncle Mehul Choksi. India's Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) also arrested a third person, Hemant Bhatt, whom a source described as the authorized signatory of the companies tied to Nirav Modi. All 3 appeared before the packed courtroom in Mumbai on Saturday afternoon when they were ordered to remain under police custody until March 3 to allow the CBI to continue its investigation. The leader of the India's main opposition Congress, Rahul Gandhi, called on the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is not related to Nirav Modi, to address the issue and explain what happened and how, saying the Prime Minister have failed in taking responsibility for Indian depositors' money. The arrest came 2 days after India's second-largest state-run lender said it had been hit by massive fraud, sending its share price tumbling.
Romelu Lukaku extends his impressive FA Cup scoring record by netting twice in Manchester United's 2-0 win at Huddersfield Town to send Jose Mourinho's side through to the quarter-finals.
Romelu Lukaku first came after 3 minutes when United broke and Juan Mata laid the ball into the Belgians' path for him to drill a shot past goalkeeper Jonas Lossell. The 5th round tie also featured English football's latest video-assisted referee's decision when United's Juan Mata had a goal disallowed after being ruled fractionally offside before the interval. Lukaku scored again on the 55th minute after United mounted a quick counter-attack against a side who beat them at the John Smith Stadium in the Premier League last October. The Belgian has scored in each of the 3 rounds United have played of this year's competition and has now 11 goals from his past 10 FA Cup appearances. United midfielder Paul Pogba missed the game due to illness.
China builds the longest undersea pipeline in the South China Sea. Let's have a look.
A 195-kilometer long undersea pipeline is the longest such pipeline independently installed by a country so far. The project took more than 5 months to complete and was carried out by China's first indigenous deep-water pipe-laying crane vessel, the Heiyang Shiyu 201. The completion of the project advances China's underwater pipe-laying capacity to a leading global level.
With that, we conclude the news for this bulletin. Thank you for joining us and have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.